it seems to be no limit to the amount of stuff that's already out there to do with Dharma or really anything. And it's easy
the stuff that's out there, we have to be careful, it's not exactly the Dharma.
Right.
It's just the stuff of your mind and your world and your karma. And everybody's in the world, so they have to make the most of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't translate into what could be considered properly the Dharma or Dharmic practice or anything. All right, so no, I think the individual needs to make a very simple and clear distinction between what they are doing to obstruct the Dharma and what the Dharma is, as it is for itself. What is the Dharma? So what is the practice? What is the truth? What is the real? Where is the real? What is it? Is it what you're doing? Is it what you're learning or knowing or distracting yourself with or being? Or is it something more than that? So is it the Dharma or the lack of the Dharma or you? Is it your attention span or your capacity, or is it someone else's? So it is common for me to have heard from people who practice, they don't have enough time to practice. I mean, and they're practicing all the time, right? Like all the time, all day long, but it's not enough time. It gives you a sense of like the potential deepness. The potential. So if you're on the opposite end of that, it's a little flicker of disorder practice. But then we're talking about two different realities there. In other words, there could be a lot of ground to make up in someone's case. And then in the case of those who are in the field of practice all the time and not getting enough, we have to wonder what's going on there too.
Yeah, it seems like there could potentially be a numbing effect, say for somebody who has watched every single video that we've done. I've been here for all of it. And I've heard...
Oh, it's the same with people who are around the music. They've heard everything. They've heard every note. Doesn't mean they're getting it. All the music. And maybe hundreds and hundreds of other records too. They're not getting it. They're not becoming musicians as such. They're listening to it there. Other than what it is. So that has nothing to do with what it is. It has to do with your perception of, or as other than what it is. To be clear about that.
Yeah. So what is in the way?
You. It's always the same thing. Nothing's in the way. So if nothing's in the way, what is it? Right? It's then, to put simply, a matter of what you open to what it is. So if you're in the movies all the time, you're in a make-believe world. You need to know that. That's not the real. You're watching the appearance of something. So the movie's not what it is. The movie's more important to certain peeps. It's not supposed to be in the movie. So what it is not an appearance already. It's not an appearance. It's beyond appearance. So it's related to the movies, but beyond the movies. Some people can't get it through the movies. They can't get it through books. They can't get it even through the Dhamma. So who's open enough to get it? That's the question. Not whether or not the thing is good or bad, but who's open enough to get it? Whether it's music, song, dance, any kind of teaching or wisdom, or yoga, or practice, or relationship for that matter. in the Christian works, they have, let's say, a practice. It's called living in the presence of God. Why? Because God is nowhere else. It's not somewhere else. It's present. It depends on who's perceiving it. The same space, same room, same church or whatever. Same God. Who's perceiving it? Who's really open to it? That's not God's fault. God is what it is, right? The real, or spirit. It's there, it's present, it's here. Who's absorbing it? Who's resonating with it? Who's taking it? Who's eating it? Who's that hungry to eat it? It's nobody else, not outside of you, it's you. Whether you're hungry enough for it. If you're not hungry, no, there's no problem. I'm not hungry enough for it. You just acknowledge that. I'm not ready to eat God today. Or Buddha or whatever. It's present. It is not the fault.
But I know that that's not hungry enough is an untruth.
For you? That's your untruth? You're not hungry enough? So you're not hungry enough. You mean you're not hungry enough now? You're not able to hear enough now? You're not able to know enough now? Is that untrue? You're not able to practice enough now? Here or there? So, what you're saying is relatively true. That you're not able to practice enough. That is true. You just said it wasn't true. Yeah. Is God not here? Spirit not here? The Buddha not here? Now in you? Yeah, of course it's here. It's always been here. And it's always been with you and everybody else. Yeah. Yeah. And you're starting to feel something now. Right, vulnerable to what it is. Like a little heart wave. It's good. That's practice. This vulnerability is practice. It's a slight crack. See? It's an opening.
one of the most difficult parts of practice is those times where it feels inaccessible.
It feels, but it is accessible. Yeah. And it goes back to what I was saying earlier, the presence of God is here. The presence of reality is here. When does one make oneself sensitive, resonant, or vulnerable to what that is? That comes from the inside. I would be like having a vision of your favorite guru or saint, or your, let's say, highest idea of human. And all of a sudden you see it, you can be overwhelmed by it. You can open. You can have a breakthrough. That's what we were talking about at the beginning, a breakthrough. Opening that like that is the breaking through. No one did that, but that happened to you. You are asking for it. You are asking yourself. You're going inward for it. Say, no, why not me? Yes. You want it. You want it. Longing, right? You had a moment of longing and a response from the inner. It was emotional, sweet and beautiful. It's openness. Okay. Even you. That's right. You're part of that. And everyone is part of that. And under certain conditions, everyone's heart is vulnerable and open and overwhelmed by emotion, or suffering, pain, or truth. Heart presence, compassion, love, or extreme sorrow for all beings, sadness for those who suffer. Seemingly alone and lost. Many are doing exactly that, suffering their fate without a trace of help that they perceive. When that opening, the crying, is a sign of what it is. It is release. Crying is also singing, like laughing, and could be higher connection, a heart connection. All of it's good music. Heart music. So heart practice is every second. Every second, every breath. Every heartbeat is heart practice. Resounding the eternality of now. And that's a form of deep meditation. Deep communion. Similar to deepest music, where there's hearing and feeling at a very deep level, beyond self-thought and mind, beyond people, appearances, beyond other. It's like hearing your heartbeat. It's not even personal. It's just listening. No one there, no one here. It's a private moment. Aloneness, all oneness, silent. Being. Waveless, breathing. Peace. Healing. Practice is being vulnerable to that. So it is all deepness. When you're ready for it. Your condition is variable. Your states of consciousness are always changing, so you can't blame the always deepness for your changes. It's not its job. It's your job, going through the old changes, to quiet that down to no changes, so that what's left is you and that all deepness for a change. It's not going anywhere. So it's the other way around. It's not it coming to you. It's already here. You're not open to what it is until you are. When you are, it's obvious what it is. All the meditation techniques and spiritual practices that I've ever seen is about moving your awareness from self-absorption, so reactive unconscious karma, to being in proper resonance with the all-knowing nothing. That's what you do to open to what it is. Your expansion into what it is. Your ever-deepening into its infinite depth of awareness. Let's practice. Learning how to open to the indescribable, the inaccessible, we can call it. But that's because it's present already. It's all that's present, for real. can be it. See, at some point, the act of sitting, or the grace of sitting, relaxing, coming into being at rest for a moment, it's a way of celebrating your life and your opportunity to be peaceful and happy and accepting, see, and open. See, some would say, you mean one with the universe? Well, that's a big statement, but okay with it. Okay. So for the moment, all your neuroses, all your headaches and heartaches and body aches, belly aches, suffering, it's put aside. It's not ignored, it's just gone beyond. Anyone can do this. Everyone should do it as needed. And heal yourself, so you need medicine less. Say, therapy less, because you're owning your own peacefulness, your own original trueness. Tree to grass, I called it now. See, the natural order of things. Tree to grass, to earth, to sun, to moon, and the system. No, total system in order there. Despite all the chaos and unsettled energies out here, which are the balance. We can breathe and have a very powerful impact on the brain and the body and the heart if we breathe properly for healing. Healing breathing. And then the breath from that goes out as a song of peace. Or a hue. Last breath. Silent breath. Exhale. All bad karma gone already. And we are light to others. We are healing presence for others, even without saying a word. Because you're collected, you're sitting, you're relaxed, abiding, clear, very important, aware, and for real, just being. And willing to give others the space of healing. Yeah. And say to them, don't forget to heal yourself. There's a lot of space for healing. And we all need it. All beings need it. From the least to the greatest. Each one needs its rest. Super deepness. Radical okayness. Goodness. Kindness. Heartfulness. Sweet spirit nature.